that was easy. Hello, my fellow tarnished, and welcome one and all to a build that I think is utterly fabulous. It is the most brute force, yet explosively spectacularly powerful and fun setup I think I've ever experienced in the game. It is quite literally, do not give one thought, don't waste your time, not 1 second of it, on what the hell the enemy is doing. We today will work with a basic principle of defeating your foes. If there is enough indiscriminate fire generally around you, and you yourself are quite literally immortally unkillable, then logically, you're just going to win no matter what's happening. And you are going to win. Seriously, the Iron Fire is badass. How cool is just the walk up to the boss before the clash begins, my word. But we are getting ahead of ourselves. So, what are we actually focusing on? Well, as you've probably seen, you probably know, it is Burn, O Flame. Because it has actually been very subtly buffed in a way that makes it incredibly potent, along with the increase to poison armor and a certain aromatic infusion. What has actually happened to it then? Well, of course, this is the Remembrance Incantation from the Fire Giant, and it now costs less FP to cast. Appreciably less FP to cast. It's only 4 numerically, but that makes a huge difference. You can now get 4 casts on a good average bar of FP at full charge, as opposed to just 3 before, and that's a 25% increase. That is great, but what is greater is this perhaps more innocent looking change. Shorten the time it takes for a flame pillar to be generated. Before, it used to take nearly 4 seconds before the first fire pillar shot out the ground. And in that time, you're probably going to get hit. In that time, you're probably going to get hurt. In that time, you're going to get punished hard. However, now, it takes just 2 seconds from pressing the button to fire appearing, which makes this quite literally doubly more usable. Can I say something's doubly more usable? I'm just going to say that. It's doubly more usable, and that has turned this from, oh yeah, I mean, it's amazingly powerful, but you're never going to cast it, to you could just solo the entire game with this as your only way of dealing damage, because it's amazing. And amazing it is. You can do anywhere from about 3,000-4,000 up to like 10,000 depending on your pillar RNG, because it does revolve a little bit about that, but hey, Melania is not a big boss, and it still absolutely shreds her. Radagon is not a big boss, and it still absolutely shreds him. You really don't need to reserve this just for the big boys. Before I get into the build then, I do want to share with you how this performs in PvP, in Invasions. In Duels, don't try and use this, you're never going to land it, but in Invasions, this thing is so much fun. Let me share with you one of the best experiences I've ever had as an invader, thanks to this build. I go up this elevator in this dungeon, looking for my target, and oh, okay, yep, they were ready for me. I am wholly unprepared. Holy mother of God. Oh, God, I tried to flame grab his strength. I don't even have flame pillar on. Oh, I'm almost dead. The trap's triggered. Okay, the elevator's going back down. Oh, thank God they didn't follow me. What happens next may surprise you. Enjoy.
Fucked up!
Oh yes! Is that not one of the best things you have ever seen? I aromatic up, I buff up, I heal up, and I am ready. Up I go, and I time it so a cast finishes just as the elevator stops. And they weren't expecting this at all. My man over here is trying to Wrath of Gold me off the elevator, not realizing that I am now ironed aromatic and therefore immune to the knockback, and holy hell, he's about to burn, and burn he does. This one cast hits him for nearly all of his health, both of them, and the follow-up, he cannot roll out of its range before a flame pillar grabs him as well. It really is hard to get away from this if you are next to the caster when it goes off, and even in a death, I finish off his summoned friend with a final pillar, and yeah, just magnificent. So this build, right?
It's good. It's good.
So what exactly are we doing? Well, of course, we're using, the incantation in question, and of course, we are giving it 20% extra damage with Flame Grant Me Strength, and 15% extra damage with Golden Vow. That's all well and good, but look, my armor is very important here. We are wearing 3-piece Bull Goat for that maximum defense damage reduction, so you can just tank hits as effectively as possible in your Aromatic, and just normally too. This gives you so much poise to cast this incantation, and the hood gives us an extra bit of FP to cast it more without going crazy on weight limit, because we do want to keep our stats fairly well spread here. This is the stats at level 150. You'll also notice right here that I am sat at just shy 50% passive permanent damage reduction, which is obviously huge and literally does make you into a walking fire tank, and that feels good. Added to this then, or indeed how we're achieving it, is thus. The Erdtree Seal is our caster. It is the best pure faith at scaling seal, and it definitely does more for us than using 2 Fire Giant Seals. See, the Fire Giant Seal does boost the incantation by 15%. However, you get more than extra 15% damage from casting it with the Erdtree over dual-wielding Giant Seal. So, one in each hand, cast it with the right and the Erdtree is the way to go. The Hood for more mana, as I said, the Bull Goat for that damage reduction and poise. Canvas Flock for an extra 8% damage, as it's an incantation. Dragon Crest for even more damage reduction. Erdtree for an extra bit of health, and of course Equip Load to, well, wear all of this Equip Load. And then Godfrey's is an extra 15% damage when you charge the incantation. 20% damage from the Flame Tier, and then the slow restoring health tick actually makes a huge difference here because you are taking such little damage. It really does buy you so much more time. And then, of course, the spice, the cherry on top, the Ironjar Aromatic to really just ignore bosses, like even ignoring Melania's damage. Like, I do need to stress, I don't know if you caught it, but I do tank her entire rot waterfowl dance here like it's nothing, while still just burning her to death thanks to this build's defensiveness coupled with Ironjar Aromatic. It's just amazing. Oh, so that is kind of how it be then. We have the option to just quickly do the instant cast without charging it. 2 seconds later, you've got a fire pillar. It does massive damage. That works really nicely. Or we can fully buff up, really prepare, and then hold it down for a full charged one, which does a metric truck ton of damage, and that also is amazing. It really depends on the situation you're in, what you need, whether you want to do a quick one or a charged one. And you may have noticed again with Melania, any enemy that is knock-upable by this, and you have to get to quite a meaty foe before that stops. The omens get thrown around like ragdolls, and they're not exactly champions of the diet. So what we can actually do, thanks to the buff to the time it takes the fire to come out the floor, is on certain enemies, and Melania included, permanently just juggle them in the air with fire with just a little bit of thought to our timing, because we can cast it just that much faster. It really is amazing, and bosses just get shredded, they fall, and there's nothing they can do at all. Oh, I really do love this. Maximum tank, maximum poise, maximum damage reduction, while just constantly spamming out this endless sea of flame all around you, newly enhanced by the most recent patch, and nothing and no one can get in your way. And I hope, ladies and gentlemen, one and all, that this build makes your day. For now then, like if you have enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below. And until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.